Hi, my name is Ed Diaz, and today on the Rolling Fantom G, I'm going to show you how to edit a phrase. More specifically, we'll be using the Microscope tool, and this will allow us to go inside and really edit MIDI data pretty easily. So let's get started. So before we can edit, we need to actually go in and record. So I'm going to go ahead and hit my studio button, and my studio was right over here. Hit that studio button, and I've already selected the drums. I'm going to go ahead and choose some drums in here. So should be able to hear the drums, no problem. Let's go ahead and I'll do this in song mode so you can see it. And all I did was press the song button, and that took me to this screen. Okay, so once I'm in this screen, and I could record from the studio screen or the song screen, doesn't matter. I'm pressing the record button, which is just right over here. And here I'm going to adjust my tempo. I'm going to put that to probably about 100, and I'm going to use the dial wheel, which is right over here. Put it to 100. Just for my example. Okay, and counting, I'm going to go ahead and use a feature called wait note. Wait note means as soon as I touch the keyboard, be it the keyboard keys or the pedal, it'll start recording. And then I'm going to go ahead and just do loop, and we're just going to do a 2-bar loop. So I'm going to do a simple drum track. So let's get started. Here we go. Okay, as you can hear, I messed up in my hi-hat, and we're going to fix that in a little bit. Let's go ahead and add a bass drum and a snare. So let's do this. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now let's say I want to go in and add another snare to match the snare that's in there. So first off, let's press rehearsal, and let's go. And I'm going to add another snare. So let's go ahead and take off rehearsal, and let's try and match that snare up. Okay, so I made sure that my snares were off so that we can edit them. So let's go ahead and press stop. Okay, and remember the stop button is just right over here. And now we get this screen that asks us assign new phrase to track. And let's say I didn't like this and I don't feel like editing it, I just want to do it over again. I can press cancel. But for our example in this video, I'm going to press OK, and we're going to actually go in and edit that phrase. So here's the phrase right here. So all I need to do now is press F8 song edit. Okay, and now I need to just press F4 phrase edit. Now if there are other phrases, I can use my cursors over here to move around and highlight the phrase I want to edit. But since there's one, only one, that's the one we are going to edit. So press F4, edit phrase. Now in this screen, we get this big blue screen. You can see all the MIDI data there. And we're like, how can I edit this? Well, if I wanted to, I could press F3 modify, and there's a whole bunch of different options we can do, like changing our quantize, our quantize fill, maybe erasing specific data within there, deleting, maybe copying a section. So you see all this different stuff here, and we'll maybe go over this at another time. But what we're really going to do, press F7, we're going to go and use the microscope. So press F4 microscope, and we get this screen. Now right here you see the piano roll, and you see my MIDI notes. On this side you actually see it note by note by note. So just two different views. Now if we don't like this view, we can always press F6, and it puts that right there. Okay, and we still have my piano roll, so we have it all right there. So let's go ahead for our example. Let's press F6 again so I can see them both next to each other, and let's explain what all of this kind of means. All right, so I'm a cursor. Now right now, you see if I spin the dial wheel, and that's all I'm doing, I'm just spinning the dial wheel, it's actually letting me hear all the notes, all the data that I recorded. Let's press the dial wheel to the right, and you can see this, it's blue, it says that's the MIDI channel that it's on. So I could actually change MIDI channels, and you hear it changing sounds. So I can actually switch to a different MIDI channel instead of that being drums if I wanted to. Okay, if we want to hear, this is the note number. So on this example, it says it's number 36 or C2. You see I can adjust the notes however I want. So let me put that back on number 36 or C2. Now here is the on velocity. That's how hard I hit the note when I came in. So how hard I press the key. And so it's at 120, almost full velocity. And this is good if I really want to go in and adjust, be super specific on my hi-hats or how hard my bass drum hits. We can do this note by note, okay? You can be really crazy. Duration, this is how long the note will last. So let's take a look at this guy. Okay. You can actually see the duration there, you know. So I'll put this one here and maybe adjust it back a little bit. Good. And then off velocity is, you know, how loud it is when I let off the key. So, okay. Now what we're going to adjust today, we're going to adjust the positions of the notes, okay? And so that's what we're going to use here. So I could press F2 erase, and that would erase a bad note. We're going to actually use F3 move. But before we do that, let's listen to the phrase. Okay, let's listen one more time. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at that snare drum. So let's find my snares. Okay, there's one snare. There's the other snare. So you see one snare is right on the beat. And here it is right here, so you can see it. It's right there. Okay. Now the other snare, if I go up, that one's off. So I could say, let's go ahead and move this one. And it says measure, beat 2, tick. Okay. Maybe I want to go ahead and move this one over here. Let's try this. Execute. And so now it actually matches that one. Let's listen again. Oh, I made a mistake. Now remember, if I made a mistake, I can't always do undo and undo the microscope. All right? So let's go back. Okay. So let's take this guy. Okay. So once again, let's take this note and put him where it goes. So let's go ahead and just move. And let's move him to number 3. Now watch what happens. Very quickly. Execute. Boom. We just nudged him over right in there. So that's kind of cool. So now let's go ahead and adjust maybe how much his duration is. And let's listen again. So here we have another one. So here's the correct one. So let's nudge this guy over. So let's move. So he's on measure 2, beat 2, tick. So he should actually be on beat 3. Execute. Now he's correct. So check it out. Okay. So we just corrected the snares. Now let's go ahead and find my hi-hats. So my hi-hats are technically F sharp 2 or 42. So okay. So I think here's where we start to get into a little bit of trouble. Let's watch. So at the end here, we had a little bit of issues with our hi-hat, so we can go ahead and cursor up, and we can almost see what's going on. So our hi-hats, we actually were playing eighth notes. Dot, 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 dot. So we can actually see where they are. So let's go to my hi-hats. And remember, they are the F sharps right there. So let's go ahead and let's take a look where this guy is. Okay. So this one, he's on measure 1, 1. Good. Let's go to the next one. This guy. Now this one might be a little off. Let's go ahead and try a little bit. Actually, he's fine. This one is fine too. So let's go to the next one. Good. So 240 seems to be the middle. So let's go ahead and see what the next guy's is. This guy's good. This guy's good. 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 And so this is kind of what you have to do sometimes with some of your, when you're going in there and you're adjusting your stuff. You have to see, this guy's good. All right. Now we're going to start getting into some issues here. 240. Right around here. This guy. Now look at this. This one, it's on beat 3. And it's actually should be on beat 3, no ticks. Okay. And the ticks, what those are called pulses per quarter note, okay? And this allows us to be super precise when we're editing, okay? So actually, this guy should be 2, 3, 0, 0. And you can actually see the line where I'm moving. So let's go ahead and move him. And you see the line? This should be 2, 3, 0. Execute. He'll move right over. Let's go over and do the next one. And let's take a look. This one, remember what it was? It was 420, I believe. Or let's see. Excuse me. So it was 240. So let's go ahead and put them on 240. And let's see. Okay, let me go back and check my other guys. Yep, 240. So 240, good. And you can see this guy is really off. Let's go ahead and move to 0. Execute. And let's go ahead and fix this guy as well. So remember, measure 2, beat 4, tick, 240. Okay, get that right on there. Good. Now let's go ahead and rewind and let's play back and see if we made any difference. Good. Listen to the hi-hats. Listen to this. And it should be right on the 8th note. Listen. And once again, listen to our snares. We have them matching now. Great. Now that we have those corrected, all you have to do now is press the red right button, which is right over here. And we just need to go ahead and select phrase. It's already on there. And we can save that phrase by the name it's already named, or we can name it something else. So I can go ahead and I can call this, you know, my drum phrase. Very quick. And if I wanted to make this lowercase, just press down on the cursor, and that adjusts uppercase and lowercase. So go ahead and finish this real fast. And I'll delete this. And great, I can press F8, OK, save phrase, OK. And now let's press the exit button right there. Exit one more time. And great, now we're ready to record the rest of my song. Let's rewind. And as you see, my drums are now correct. Alright, so you guys try this out at home and see how it works for you, and don't be afraid to edit using the microscope feature. Alright, my name is Diaz. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.